We're honoring those who are celebrating their 50th anniversary of ordination. The Reverend Richard Albert, the Reverend Robert Beaver, the Reverend Richard Campbell, the Reverend Richard G Donughue, the Reverend Robert E Holley, the Reverend John E Wertz, the Reverend Dr. William Richard Albert. Ministry served St. James, Leesville, South Carolina. Christ the King, Columbia, South Carolina. St. Philip, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Lutheran Church of the Transfiguration, Casey, South Carolina. Lutheran Church of the Redeemer, Newberry, South Carolina. Director of Missions, South Carolina Synod. Lutheran Church by the Lake, McCormick, South Carolina. The Reverend Dr. William Richard Albert, interim ministry served Trinity Lutheran Ellery, St. Matthew's, Palmyra, St. James, Sumter, St. Paul, Gilbert, Mount Pilgrim, Palmyra. Pastor Albert was ordained on June the 6th, 1971, and retired April 1, 2014. The Reverend Robert Beaver, ministry served Living Word, Laurinburg, North Carolina. PD Community Mental Health Center in Florence, South Carolina. Abiding Presence, Burke, Virginia. Macedonia in Burlington, North Carolina. Lutheran Social Services of South and Central Pennsylvania, Vice President of Resource Development, York, Pennsylvania. Lutheran Homes of South Carolina, Vice President of Lutheran Homes of South Carolina Foundation in Irmo, South Carolina. The Reverend Robert Beaver also served Kairos Mission Resource Development Consulting, Providence Lutheran Church, Lexington, South Carolina, and as Director of Evangelical Mission for the South Carolina Synod. Pastor Beaver was ordained in June 1971 and retired August 1, 2016. The Reverend Dr. Richard R. Campbell. Ministries served Ebenezer, Columbia, South Carolina, Christus Victor, Durham, North Carolina, Holy Trinity, Charlotte, North Carolina, Assistant to the Bishop and Minister for Parish Life, North Carolina Synod, St. Matthew's Lutheran Church, Charleston, South Carolina, Pastor Emeritus, St. Matthew's Lutheran Church, Charleston, South Carolina. The Reverend Dr. Richard R. Campbell served the following interim ministries: at Ebenezer Lutheran Church in Columbia, South Carolina, and the Lutheran Church of the Ascension in Savannah, Georgia. Pastor Campbell was ordained on June 6, 1971, and retired on September 1, 2004. The Reverend Richard G Donoghue. Ministry served St. Martin in Boston, New York, Good Shepherd in North Boston, New York, Christ Lutheran Church, Marietta, Georgia, A Mighty Fortress Lutheran Church, Somerville, South Carolina, Lawnwood and St. Lucia Medical Centers in Port St. Lucie, Florida, Trident Health Systems. The interim ministry served by Pastor Donoghue include St. Barnabas, Charleston, South Carolina, St. Michael, Monk's Corner, South Carolina, St. Mark, Isle of Palms, South Carolina, St. Johannes, Charleston, South Carolina. Pastor Donoghue was ordained on June the 6th, 1971, and retired January 31, 2013. The Reverend Robert Holley. The ministries served by Pastor Holley include Lutheran Church of the Ascension in Danville, Virginia, Epiphany Lutheran Church, Dale City, Virginia, St. Mark Lutheran Church, Charlottesville, Virginia, Christ Evangelical Lutheran Church, Staunton, Virginia, Healthy Congregations Facilitator for the South Carolina Synod, Pastor Holley was ordained on June the 20th, 1971, and retired on July the 1st, 2007. The Reverend John E. Wertz. Ministry served included St. Michael's, Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Christ's Lutheran Church, Stanley, North Carolina. Bethany Lutheran Church, Batavia, Illinois. St. Paul Lutheran Church, Aiken, South Carolina. Christ the King Lutheran Church, Pinecrest, Florida. The Reverend John E. Wertz served the following ministries of interim: Summer Memorial, Newberry, South Carolina. Mount Calvary, Johnston, South Carolina. Resurrection in St. Matthew's in Cameron, South Carolina. St. John's, Lexington, South Carolina. Cedar Grove, Leesville, South Carolina. And Bethel, White Rock, South Carolina. Pastor Wertz was ordained June the 6th, 1971, and retired in August 2008. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. How then will they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how are they to believe in him of whom they have never heard? And how are they to hear without someone preaching? And how are they to preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who preach the good news. Romans chapter 10, verses 13 through 15. We thank you all for your faithful ministry of 50 years, called to minister to the needs of others, even those unspoken.